We're doing an early 2026 fantasy football draft on DraftKings to count for all the moves that have been made on free agency and whatnot, and all the trades that have happened. So before we get into it, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit the link in the description for the merch store. As always, I'm wearing something for the merch store. It's March, which means I'm wearing March is Greed Month t-shirt. Remember, June is known as Pride Month, but March, as some would say, more important is Greed Month. Make sure you celebrate greed. It is extremely important. Look, it's one of the 7 deadly sins. Like, they all deserve their time. So you can get the shirt as well as everything else at the merch store. We have a 20% off sale right now. You can change the colors of any of these shirts. You can get long sleeve. You can get hoodie, infant onesie, and women's tank top. You can get our famous apron. We have mugs. We have playing cards. We have a mouse pad. We have baby bibs, we have blankets, we have so much more at the merch store. And like I said, 20% off. You can go to Amazon, buy my books. Most recent one is Jerks to the College Years, where I made fun of these glorious people on the book cover, which you can see here. You can go and buy my first book, which is Safety and a Field Goal, which is a top 5 topic book about the NFL. And then also, please consider Super Chats, Super Stickers. It's the best way to support the show. We had $20 worth of Super Chats from Kevin Kovac early last week. So thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you for getting us over the poverty line. Really appreciate it. We need your help because it's still Q1. It's about to be Q2, which will help, but Q1 sucks, and we've been below the poverty line whenever we haven't had a super chat. So please, we'd like to eat. Please give us some super chats, super stickers. So we're joined tonight by Kenny from thecapIsFake.com. Kenny, how's it going? And how's your peanut butter that you're eating?
I mean, because we are impoverished peoples, I'm just having peanut butter.
That's right.
We have so much peanut butter in my house. We have 8 jars of peanut butter. I don't know exactly why or why my wife buys 8 jars of peanut butter. I think we go to the grocery store and it's like, do we need peanut butter? Are we out of peanut butter? Or do we have plenty? I can't remember. And she buys one every time. So anyway, this is my snack for this evening. I'm having a little Jif Extra Crunchy. The kids hate the extra crunchy, which is great because I love it. They won't touch it. So, and some dads are good dads and they'll share with their children because they're love them.
Sure.
But not me. I'm a jerk. And I don't listen. I love my children and I give them a lot and sacrifice a lot. But you know what? Don't touch my freaking peanut butter, kids.
You draw the line at peanut butter.
That's it. Yeah, draw a line somewhere, guys. Okay, peanut butter is where it's at.
I would love to agree with you. I'm not a fan of peanut butter. I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but I just not my favorite. I really don't like it. I'd rather eat something else. I'd rather eat queso out of a jar or A1 sauce. I'd rather drink A1 sauce.
We're out of bread and crackers. We're out of anything I could put this on that would make sense. So I'm literally just.
So maybe at the grocery store the next trip you're like, oh, do we have peanut butter? Wait, let's buy bread instead.
What I usually eat Ritz crackers or water crackers. There's little, white water crackers are very crumbly. I put peanut butter and honey on those.
Okay.
It's excellent. It's a great snack. Okay. And then wash it down with the Lord's drink, Diet Coke.
This good old aspartame with your crunchy peanut butter.
Nothing like it, man. That's the life right there, guys.
You gotta have the real sugar Pepsi. We're both promoting Pepsi and Coke on the same show. Where do you see that? No, you have to have the real sugar one. That's where it's at because the high fructose corn syrup is disgusting. It's not disgusting. It's just once you have the real sugar, you can't go back. So it's real sugar versus aspartame here. This is what we've come to.
I know. Listen, I know aspartame is terrible for my body. I know. I know. I think it's delicious. So what do I care? I don't care. I'm gonna die. Listen, people who are healthy are gonna die of nothing, and I'm gonna die of something. That's it. That's the only difference. So, yeah.
You're gonna be on your deathbed. It's like, Kenny, do you regret having all that aspartame? It's like, no, it was so good.
He enjoyed life.
He lived to the fullest. He had all of his aspartame.
My sister and brother-in-law super healthy, and he barely he only eats grilled chicken and a salmon. He barely eats any meat. everything's bad for you. Sugar's bad for you. Red meat's bad for you. Pork's bad for you. Blah blah blah. But he smokes weed like every other day.
Oh, God.
What? We all have our vices. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's like the person who eats like the 4 cheeseburgers and has Diet Coke. It's like, okay, you're doing your part to not get fat here.
He works out, like, he works out. He works out like 5 days a week. He's like super like healthy, all and like. But then he smokes a bunch of weed. I'm like, dude, you're a pothead. Shut up. Like, leave me alone with my Diet Coke.
That's funny. I did find out, by the way, with I think like via when I had my like tooth surgery, where I could only eat like softer things. So I couldn't, when we went to Chick-fil-A, I couldn't eat the like the crispy chicken sandwich. I only had like the grilled chicken sandwich. I tried it and I haven't gone back. I've eaten the grilled chicken sandwich ever since. I actually think it tastes better. Like my wife was like making fun of me the other day, like when we were there with our friends, because of course kids eat free on Monday. And she's like, well, it's being all healthy and stuff. I can't believe it. He's still being healthy. I'm like, I think this is better. I don't know. They put like cool seasoning on it. Like, it tastes really good. And
the Chick-fil-A grilled chicken sandwich is actually really good. The bread's good.
Oh yeah.
I get the deluxe with the lettuce, tomato, and cheese. I think it's great.
I don't get the deluxe. I'm not a fan of their lettuce for some reason. It's just, I know it's like soggy all the time.
I thought you were gonna say I don't get the deluxe because we're impoverished. We don't have enough super chats.
Well, yeah, if I had super chats, I wouldn't have to think about it. I wouldn't have to do kids eat free all the time. But no, like the lettuce is all soggy. I'm not a fan. And then I substitute for American cheese. I get 2 slices of American cheese. So I'm actually living up actually, and
nice.
It's a contradiction to what I just said. So living it up as if we had super chats all the time. All right. So let's jump to DraftKings here, and we're gonna have to do some math to see if we can hop into the same draft. And it is asking me to log in. So hold on, let me do that here from another window. I don't know why it doesn't.
Early bird best ball. Okay, remember last time I accidentally somehow got in the wrong room. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, that was very strange. Which is tough to do because it's 12 people. It's not like the playoff, which is like 6 or 4 people, which tends to fill up very quickly. In fact, I don't know how quickly this will fill up, but what are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, unless like 5 people came in at the exact same time, like, or it was
yeah, that was very strange. This is sort of a bad one. We can risk it if you'd like. It's tough because it's 10 people are in there right now. So if we jump in very quickly, we could be the last 2. Do you want to try it?
Let's go for it.
Yeah, let's go.
$10 or $1? No, $10, right?
$10. I think we should be fine, actually. I think someone dropped out. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going.
Okay.
I'm 11 of 12.
Okay. Yeah, me too. All right. Looks like we're in the same one. So so far so good. Right. So it should begin quickly. I am sweating out Wendell Carter needing to do some stuff for So Rare as we wait. I need 240 points for my team. I have 228. And Wendell Carter is like stuck at 26 because he has foul trouble. I also have Miles Turner available the next game, whenever that is. But he only had he was a disaster the last game. Like he like I was so angry. He didn't get a single rebound. He's a big man. He didn't get a single rebound the whole game. I like my wife heard me. I was like, she might have had to commit it. I'm like effing Turner, why don't you get a effing rebound, you idiot? Like it's pretty stressful where you need to hit a certain threshold. It's not like it's like also like DraftKings, you compete. Like the top person gets a prize, but if you hit a certain point number, you actually get an automatic prize no matter what. And it's $800 on the line for this. So, all right, looks like we're about to begin. We're right next to each other. I'm number 2, and you're number 3. So that is interesting. 2, I could tell you, I'm taking the person who's not Bijan or Gibbs, who goes number 1. So I will be doing that. So you can plan accordingly. I have not done my ranking. I have not redone my rankings yet. So this is actually the first draft I've done since free agency. So like I'm flying blind here almost. So well, I'm kind of curious to see how it'll go. Have you done a lot of drafts recently?
I've done a handful,
Okay.
maybe like 4 or 5, but I've been doing them as free agency has been going. So it feels like every day it's like been slightly different. So this will be the first one I've done since free agency kind of settled down.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Free agency's it's gotten weird. It's like it used to start on Wednesday, and I felt like so much happened within the whole week. But nowadays, when they start on Monday, it feels like a lot happens the first day, and then it just like really slows down after that. And then they're like spurts where like within an hour, like there are 3 signings, and then like nothing happens the rest of the day. It's gotten very weird. I don't know why that's been the case, but it has been. Let's go. You just got home and you're starting to draft. This is sweet. Welcome, Drew. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, how was have you noticed that a lot has changed on in these fantasy drafts since free agency?
There's a few players. Well, I mean, small sample size. It's hard to like make a judgment. 4 or 5 drafts over the last 2 weeks. It's just hard to judge based on.
Yeah.
Alex Pierce went way early in one draft. David Montgomery's gone way. There are a few players that signed or got moved that seemingly, in 1 or 2 drafts they went way earlier than I expected. But other than that, nothing dramatic.
Okay, well, the first person took Gibbs. I wanted Gibbs, and the second person, who was me, took Bijan. So you're on the clock at number 3. So what are you doing here?
Yeah, I think I've taken Jamar Chase a few times here, so I'm gonna go Puka.
Okay.
Only because I've not actually. I don't know that I've drafted Puka at all. Have I done 20 something drafts at this point? 25 maybe. And I don't think I've taken Puka. Maybe I have once or twice. Can't remember. But I've taken Chase quite a few times. Pretty much anytime I'm like 3 to 5 Chase, I end up taking Chase. And so I'll pass on him here just for that, and I'll take Puka.
Did you hear what happened to Puka today? Apparently, according to TMZ, the big news. Well, apparently,
oh
my gosh. Well, first of all, he allegedly made a anti-Semitic remark to someone he had dinner with.
I mean, what join the club, Puka? It's like 2026. I feel like every other day on Twitter, someone's getting roasted for making anti-Semitic commentary.
Sure. Okay, that's part one.
Doesn't it feel like it's gone up significantly in the last couple of years? Doesn't it feel like, I don't know? It just feels
it definitely has. There's definitely been a huge uptick in that.
It feels like an uptick, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But from some guys I ordered, like I like. Anyway, that's another conversation, different day.
Well, okay, that was part 1 of what he did.
Oh gosh.
Part 2 was he bit that woman's shoulder and tore her skin off.
He bit a woman. Like, this is a woman he's dating?
The woman he had dinner with. I don't know if it's part of a group or if he's dating. I don't know. But that's allegedly what happened, according to TMZ.
Now, does TMZ have a good
quickly?
Does TMZ have a good track record? I mean,
I don't know. I really don't know. I could tell you, like if you're talking like obviously Schefter, Rappaport, you trust them.
Right.
If it's like Matt Miller, you would never trust him, or Benjamin Albright, even worse. You never trust these people with your life. But
no. There's worse than Albright.
Oh, I don't know, man. Benjamin Albright I don't think he's ever gotten anything right. Like, I don't think he's even like spelled his name correctly. Two Austin Albright. Stupid.
I mean, what homegirl? Your homegirl. What's her name?
Mina Kimes.
Yeah. She's worse, right?
But does she report news though? Like, she gives her opinions, right?
That's
like
true.
Her opinions are stupid, but I don't think she.
That's true. That's true.
But Albright pretends to report the news, and it's always wrong. Like I honestly, I've never seen him get anything correct. Like I've been tracking draft stuff forever. Matt Miller is like even worse. Like Matt Miller, almost as worse. Benjamin Albright is just a disaster. But yeah. So no, I don't know how accurate TMZ is. I don't know. I feel like if they were completely inaccurate, they wouldn't be in business and people wouldn't take them seriously. Although I don't know how many people take them seriously, but still. Yeah, it's a very, very strange story. I was like, I read it. I was like, oh, anti-Semitic remark. I was like, you. I was like, oh, anti-Semitic remark. Whatever. What else is new? Like, I feel like anything's an anti-Semitic remark. And then, and then I saw like he bit her shoulder and tore skin off. Like, oh, that escalated quickly.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah, that's not really like Jews, huh?
Was he dating a Jewish woman that he bit? Is it? I mean,
I don't know. It was at a dinner. I have no idea. TMZ sensationalizes, but I do think they get a lot of scoops.
I'm not excusing biting a woman or being anti-Semitic. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not excusing it. I just am no longer surprised by anything. Isn't that funny? Isn't that weird?
I know. So I feel the same. I feel the same way.
It's just I know that we live in this weird world where people do things. I'm just like, that's really terrible, really horrible, and welcome to being human. Like, I mean, it's just this like. I mean, I don't know. There's this whole segment of this is like a philosophical debate we could have, but there's this whole segment of the population that thinks humans are like inherently good, and I'm just like, I don't know what humans you've been around. Like, I don't know what I don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't. That's just I don't know. I've never met humans that are like there. Now there are humans that are way worse than others, certainly.
Yeah,
but like I know, I think like. I have little kids. I don't have to teach them to be selfish. I have to teach them to share. Like the selfish behavior is it's natural. It's the learned behavior, the good stuff we have to learn how to do.
That's definitely true. It's it's weird how the bad stuff comes naturally, you know. Like my son today at dinner is like he turns to my daughter, is like, I'm gonna punch you. Like dude, calm down. Like, first of all, it's a girl and she's younger than you and she's your sister. Like it's a trifecta there. Come on,
three strikes, yeah, three strikes, bro.
All right, you're up at 210, and then I'm up. So we gotta decide what we're doing here.
I think there are several running backs I like that'll be on the board. There's one I really like, but I'm gonna go receiver here. I'm gonna do the anti-Kenny team tonight.
Wow.
This is the anti-Kenny squad. I'm gonna go heavy receiver with Drake London here. Drake London will be catching passes from from Carson Wentz by midseason because Wentz will get cut, Tua will get hurt, and then they're who's their running back? Who's their quarterback? The left-handed kid, Penix. He'll get hurt.
Or Tua.
Yeah, they'll both get injured, and then they'll have to sign someone off the street.
I also went with an NFC South receiver just to join you. To Chris Olave with and then we have McMillan here going too. So this is time to party here. Man, Jeremiah Love is on the board. I never thought he would be. His ADP is 1894. I've not drafted him yet.
Me either.
I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna take him. Third round. I usually see him going second round. I think that's a little early. Third round I think it's fine. Last year Genty was going like what 109, 110, 111, 112, something like that. I think 302 is fine for Love. Yeah, and you take Jacobs. I would have taken Jacobs if Love wasn't there.
Yeah, Jacobs is who I was considering instead of London. I assumed he would have been gone. There's one receiver on the board I really love. I think is should be gone. But I'll go with the running back here.
Okay. The Kappa Speak is eating a jar of peanut butter straight. Yes, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah. Oh, you must. Yes. We are eating. They are. But my pronouns are they, we.
They and we. You're multiple people.
But for those, if you were in here beginning of the show, yes, I am eating straight Jif. We are out of crackers and out of bread at my house. But we have an abundance of peanut butter. We have 8 jars of peanut butter. For some reason, my wife, I don't know why. We don't know why. I have no idea why we have 8 jars of peanut butter, but we do. And so off to the races we go.
Does your wife do all the shopping, or is it both, or how's that?
No, she doesn't. We do everything, almost everything online.
Okay. We
use a Kroger delivery.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do they have that in Pennsylvania? Kroger delivery?
Not Kroger, no.
Kroger it's a grocery store in the Midwest, but they don't have any stores in Florida. They only have delivery. So they have warehouses and then they a truck comes to your house, and you just order your groceries on an app, and they just drop them off at your house at the time you select. So it's pretty fantastic. So we almost never and like most of the things we order, we just have like on automatic, whatever. And I think it's part of the problem with the peanut butter. Actually, I think the real problem is we have it on like automatic, like a certain amount of, and then we just like we don't eat it, and then but we don't take it off the auto. We have every month the same groceries showing up, but like my kids don't eat the peanut butter that much, and we don't eat it. But they go through the jelly. My son like eats jelly, like he just puts his whole hand in the jar and just like he loves the jelly, and he just goes through it like it's going out of stock because it's sweet.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
This is my snack.
So I think you're into peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, then I assume.
We actually do we eat a lot of peanut butter jelly sandwiches in our house ordinarily on a normal, but the jelly just goes way faster.
Can I tell you that like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches like disgust me?
What?
I think they're gross. I can't like envision ever eating one.
Oh, we eat them a lot at our house. I eat multiple a week.
My kids do too, and my wife likes them. I can't do it though. It's
just so easy for the kids.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know. It just seems so gross to me.
Why?
Maybe it's
so
weird.
Good.
I don't know. I'd rather just eat a cheese sandwich, just cheese and nothing else, or like cheese and ham, or cheese and salami, or just bread. I don't know, man. It just seems so disgusting to me. I don't know. You're up in one pick, by the way.
There are two running backs on the board here that I really like. So one of them is going to be there.
I think I know who one of them is. I'm trying to figure out who the other one is. Oh, maybe him. We'll bring it up if.
Yeah, there's some receivers I like, but there's two running backs I would take. I would have them as clearly the best two players on the board. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get one of those guys. I think this team's gonna be better than I thought. Waiting on running back actually is gonna turn out good for me here.
Well, Joe Burrow went, so you're up.
All right, so it's I mean, to me, Bucky Irving on the board in the bottom of the 4th round. I love him.
Yeah, that is great value for Irving. That was one of the running backs I thought of as soon as you said 2, and I will take Devontae Smith, who may be the number 1 receiver, and we've seen what he can do when he's the number 1 receiver. So if AJ Brown's traded, I love Devontae Smith there. If AJ Brown's not traded, then this pick is not as good.
It's still good value. I mean, it's still decent.
It's all right. It's okay. It's just okay. But if I can get Brown traded and then having Smith there is awesome. So there are a lot of players I like here. I feel like this is the opposite of last year. Last year I didn't know who would take at this point. I'm like this. I can go with like 8 guys here. And they're all fine. I guess I'm gonna take DJ Moore, see what he can do with Josh Allen. And you're up, but yeah, there's so many players I would like there, and like I wish I could trade down. Like that's how much I like this spot here. This is the complete opposite of the round 4 dead zone last year.
I mean, so here I am. I mean, this is the other running backs on the board. I mean, Cam Scatabo is the guy. I think he's, I really like him in this, top of the 5th. I'm excited to get him there. But the 3rd player on my board would have when I was picking in the last round, my guys would have been Irving or Bucky Irving, and then Scatabo, and then Devontae Smith would have been my top 3, at that spot. So, all the 3 guys that I would have had all going in the same area here.
With Cam Scatabo, Charlie said that he expects Jeremiah Love to go to either the Titans or the Giants. Now he thinks Love is going to go to the Titans, but in case they change their mind, he said that the Giants would take Jeremiah Love, which which has me thinking. Yeah, I'm like, do you guys know that you have a really talented running back on your team? And like a good backup with Tyron Tracy.
Interesting.
I don't understand that at all.
Yeah,
that's the only reason why I passed on Scatabo. But I still considered him because I think the Titans are going to take Love. Just based on what Charlie's saying. So It's really strange. What's the scoring in this league? It's PPRs, 3 receiver and a flex. That's basically it. Is the tight end 2 in the second too early? I think I know what Kenny's going to say. I say yes. Do you agree?
Yeah, there's just so many tight ends that the gap between the best and the middle of the pack is just not large enough to spend the draft capital.
There are so many good tight ends. Like you can get what you'll see later in this draft. You're going to get good tight ends in the 15th round. Like and you only need to start one, and that's the thing is if you needed to start 2 tight ends, it would be a completely different story. Like then yeah, you could take a tight end second round, but you don't need to start 2. You only need to start 1, and then therefore there's not any sort of scarcity at the position. So you can wait. You can definitely wait on tight ends. I the only way I could see myself taking a tight end is if Trey, this would never happen. If Trey McBride was available at 4.11, then I'm like, okay, it's just too good to pass up there. But that's never gonna happen. He's gonna go second round, and then Brock Bowers is gonna go third round, and then that's just way too early for both of them. Loveland as well.
Where did Bowers go in this draft?
305.
305. I mean, that's not terrible,
right?
I'm not doing it. But not as terrible as. Yeah, and I love McBride. I think he's a great player. I'd love to own him, but I can't spend the draft capital there on that.
Yeah, I just can't do it. Like I said, you only start 1 tight end, so you just can't spend the sort of draft capital on him. Speaking of tight ends, Travis Kelce's over under for the receiving yards is 700. I think I would go under. Right? I mean, well. It depends. If Rashee Rice is suspended, then Travis Kelce is going to get more targets. So I would wait on any announcement on Rashee Rice, who has once again gotten into trouble this offseason. What else is new, right?
700 feels. I think I would go over. 700. That I mean, in a 17-game season, you're talking what is that? That's it's 60 yards a game. I mean, it's
41 yards a game.
Sorry. 41. Sorry. Wow, what was that? That was terrible math on my part. I just with that, I have a tough time. I have a tough time thinking he's not going to get 700 yards. I actually think probably between 700 and 800 is probably the best bet. If it were 850, I would definitely go under, and if it were 650, I would definitely go over. So 700 is right in the range. I mean, obviously that's what Vegas does best is, putting it at a place where it actually is cumbersome to determine.
Well, sometimes you get a good middle. I remember Alvin Kamara last year. There's one book that had 750, and there's one book that had 650. And so you could have now the under hit because he got hurt, but you could have potentially middled. So books will have different numbers on that sort of thing. And you see it in golf today. I was looking at some golf odds. You're about to be up. One guy was there's one guy who is 20-1, and in another book he's 30.5 to 1. So it's all over the place. All right, you're up at 610. Let's see what you do here.
Yeah, I am.
There's one running back who's still here. I feel like it hasn't been adjusted for what happened, and I'm about to take him. Because the guy in between my picks only has 2 running backs. So I'm going to take Chuba Hubbard. Rico Doodle's gone, so it's going to be all Hubbard again. So why is he going 6'11"? I feel like this is where he would go if Doodle was still there. I feel like that hasn't adjusted.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, seems to be.
Where do I have him? I have him as my fourth next. I had him as my third next running back.
Okay.
So
there's some good quarterbacks here.
Yeah,
seventh round. It's the highest scoring position, so I don't mind going after quarterbacks at this spot. If this were a regular fantasy league, I would not touch a quarterback yet. But you need 3, and you need high scorers in best ball. So I'm willing to take one quarterback around here, and then a couple a little bit later on. So I went Drake May. You know, he has the rushing upside. The schedule's going to be tougher, but he's going to have more experience. He's going to have better receivers. We'll see if they trade for AJ Brown. That'll be huge. You're well up with this pick. So
I just love Stevenson here. I just think he's I think he's a really good running back. And so I'm at 4 running backs, only 2 receivers. Not the ideal structure at this stage, or 3 receivers, excuse me. Yeah, I think Stevenson's is good value here. I think he's underrated. So
I agree. Yeah. I believe that Travion Henderson went earlier, didn't he? Yeah, he went 509.
Yeah,
that's kind of crazy.
I think they're both should be, mid to late 6th round picks is my mind.
Yeah, I think that's true. When you were mentioning running backs earlier, I thought you might have mentioned David Montgomery, who went 5'11". Do you like him at all?
Yeah, it's hard to, that Houston situation feels hard to know what to do with it. I would expect him to put similar numbers up as he had in Detroit. I don't think he's going to be way better or way worse. But I wouldn't put a lot of stock in that offense yet because it's hard to know. And, and he's got a backfield mate that I think is good. We'll see. Obviously, Marks will get drafted somewhere later in this draft, but I think he's good too. And so it's hard to know. It's hard to know what the carries are going to shake out like in that team.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But they did add to their offensive line, so I'm feeling more bullish on the situation that I did earlier. So that was nice. I'm wondering when Tucker Kraft would go because he should start the year injured. Do we have an update on him? Let's see what they have to say.
I haven't seen it.
They haven't posted anything on that. Yeah. He probably will be. He probably won't be available to start the year now that I think about it. So, I'm always I'm always one to be like, why draft an injured player? Like maybe unless they drop like really far, but even still, like you're going to have injuries. So why acquire a player who's already injured? Because you're going to have injuries on top of that. It just feels like you're hurting your team. Jalen Hurts went 802. Like that seems way late, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
So
yep.
I would have considered him at 702 if May wasn't there.
Yeah, and I did think about him. He was my highest ranked quarterback on the board at when I was picking at 7-3. If I thought about quarterback there, I would have taken Hurts. Daniels and Lawrence went ahead of him here.
Yeah,
but I would take him ahead of both of those guys.
Yeah, Herbert, another one. He's definitely in consideration. He would have been at 811. I'm just saying. But yeah, this seems like the sweet spot for quarterbacks. So at least you could be QB1 because you have May. Daniels could bounce back. We'll see if he stays healthy. But yeah, Hurts, Lawrence, Herbert. There's another one as well. And then I think it drops off a bit. I'm seeing like one quarterback who should still be in this range, and then maybe a little bit later you go after some other guys. And we'll see if Stafford was the one I was thinking of.
Yep, that's what I was going to target here because I've got Puka. But that's all right.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll find someone you like. There's still a lot of decent players available here. Pearsall goes, okay. Yeah, there's like decent running backs still here. It's not like anyone amazing, but this draft seems like some drafts feel like very thin. This one does not. At least not yet. Maybe we'll get to the 10th round and be like, I don't like anyone. Usually when that happens, I just take the quarterback. Like if you don't see running backs or receivers you like, it's time for quarterback. That's how I always feel. You're up. Rico Doodle is going to target him 809. You're 811. You're up at 810 right now.
Yep. I don't love taking 2 receivers from the same team.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not going to get a decent quarterback out of it, but I just love this player. I'm a sucker for Mr. Pittman Jr. here, and so Michael Pittman Jr. To have him and Metcalf, like, okay, I'm going to lock up the passing game for the Steelers. That's great, but is that really great? Am I excited to lock up that passing game?
You don't even know the quarterback's going to be yet.
I know. So Yeah. Do I draft Aaron Rodgers in this late just to see? I mean, I don't know. It feels hard to know what to do, right?
I assume it's going to be either Rodgers or Cousins. I feel like Cousins is like the fallback option if Rodgers decides to retire, which I don't think he'll do. I think he'll come back for another year, but you never know with him. It's like it's the ultimate wild card. I took Kyle Monangai because he might be the guy who leads the carries in for the Bears this year. Because who knows? We know that they like to use a lot of running backs, Ben Johnson, and they love to run the ball, and they were great offensive line. So why not? And I'm going to stack my quarterback with Romeo Doubs, who is currently the receiver one there. Although we'll see if AJ Brown gets traded, but if not, Doubs is number one receiver, and you're up again at 903.
Yeah, I'm going to take my quarterback here. I don't love Brock Purdy, but I just feel like there's, I think as I'm looking ahead of the next, who do I get stuck with? I think I'd rather take Purdy, and there's no one at running back or receiver or tight end that I'm like think is such a standout value here. Whoever I draft here will still be there in the 10th round, kind of deal. So
yeah. Yeah, Purdy's a decent quarterback there. Can you ask Charlie about under 2.5 safeties in the first round plus 180? Where is that? That seems like a great number. Also think there's solid value with under 7.5 offensive linemen minus 105. Pat, where's those lines? I'm interested in that. Definitely the safety one. I'll ask Charlie though. Could be Ty Simpson. Yeah, I don't know if you saw the controversy that I think I started. with Ty Simpson and Dan Orlovsky. Did you catch wind of that at all?
No.
So you know who Orlovsky is, I assume. He's on ESPN. Obviously, he was the failed quarterback of the Lions who stepped out of the end zone.
Yeah, it was classic. One of the greatest plays in NFL history.
I know, right? Anyway, he was on some sort of show on ESPN, and he said he was saying that he thinks Ty Simpson is the best quarterback in this class. So when you get a weird opinion like that, it's like, okay, why is he saying this? Does he actually believe it, or is something else going on? So,
so often it's hot take, just for attention.
Okay, yeah, that's certainly true. So, being the pseudo journalist that I am, I decided to do some journalism, and I found that Ty Simpson's agent is CAA, which is Creative Arts Agency, one of the biggest agencies in the world, and Dan Orlovsky's agency is CAA. So,
look at that!
Yeah, I know. And so I posted on Twitter. I said, I asked, do you think Dan Orlovsky would have this opinion of Ty Simpson if they didn't have the same agent? And that got a lot of views and a lot of likes, and some negative people. Some people are like, "Oh, you're an idiot! What? You can't believe you're being a conspiracy theorist." And I'm like, I'm not being conspiracy anything. I'm just asking a question here. All I did was ask a question. I presented a couple of facts and I asked a question. I did a journalism. So today
pseudo journalism.
Absolutely pseudo journalism. So today, Dan Orlovsky was on Pat McAfee's show, and so they're talking about this, and McAfee is like, well, how do you think Mendoza did in big games? And Orlovsky's like, what big games? McAfee lost it. He's like, what do you mean what big games? The college football playoff. And then
the national championship game. What are you talking about?
Right. And the fact that he played against Ty Simpson, and Simpson didn't score a single touchdown against Indiana. And so Orlovsky was like, you can listen to this. It was like for 2.5 minutes. He was like muttering. It was ridiculous. It was so bad. And McAfee was like, he's like, bro, this is why people think you're getting paid to say this. like, holy crap, I started this whole thing. Oh man, that was awesome.
That is great.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then on top of that, Mike Tannenbaum, he used to be the GM of the Jets. Someone tweeted as like, oh, Mike Tannenbaum said he spoke to 10 GMs, and a lot of them have Ty Simpson as number one. And then I was like, yeah, this lack of integrity is getting pretty bad. And I looked up Mike Tannenbaum, also represented by CAA. So.
Now, devil's advocate or flip side.
You're up, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Kittle went there. Okay, I was gonna target Kittle there. A little surprised he went. I thought again, I was expecting him to last a little longer. That's all right.
Yeah.
All right, let's. So there's no tight ends here worth taking. I'm going to take my boy, Mr. Coker from Carolina, who I think is a really good player. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for him to take a step forward this coming year. So,
yeah, you could. So you're saying devil's advocate.
Someone might just say, well, CAA represents so many people. They're just
eight. By the way, 8 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. So quarter of the league.
Right. It's significant. So some might just say, well, that's just it's a coincidence.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, all right, hold on. Let me make my pick here. Now we've reached the point of the draft where I don't like anyone.
Right, it's round 11. Yeah.
Secure. I didn't know what to do with this pick. There's like no one I really like at this point. I probably should have drafted rookie. But anyway, yeah, no. Look, you can have an opinion that one quarterback's better than the other, but like, don't say I reached out to 10 GMs and they all said that Simpson is the better prospect, because like Mendoza's going number 1 and Simpson is a fringe first round pick. And if that were true, if almost half the league had Simpson ahead of Mendoza, then like why isn't Simpson going number 1? Like it seems like
or at least top 5, top 7.
Well, yeah. Why is he not number 2 overall to the Jets? Like the Jets are not taking him. Arizona's not taking him. 3. They both need quarterbacks. They're not taking him. So why aren't they taking him? Are they the few teams that don't like him? Like it seems so absurd, this whole thing. And so yeah, like I said, you need to be skeptical. You need to ask questions. I mean, like. There's money involved. It's not like this is just for fun. And yeah, some people are pointing out like, oh, people don't, NFL teams don't care what analysts say on TV, which is 100% true. As far as like the evaluations are concerned, but what teams, and this really surprised me. I learned this from Charlie. Teams have no idea where players are going to go. Like they have no clue. And so they've actually like reached out to Charlie. They're like, what do we? And that's why they look at mock drafts. They look at ours. They look at Mel Kiper's. They look at McShay's, etc. They look at Daniel Jeremiah's, and they actually create their own mock drafts. I don't know about all the teams. I know some of the teams make their own mock drafts like the week of the draft to kind of get like an idea of where all the players are going to go, because that's when they have their big board set, and that's when they'll be able to like try to figure out who they can get. So that's what they do. They look at a bunch of mock drafts who've been accurate, and they kind of like have a consensus, and that's what they do. So if they hear someone on TV say that they think Simpson's the best quarterback in the class, maybe some teams are like, oh, maybe Simpson's going to go earlier, and we have to account for that. Even if they don't like Simpson, if they don't need a quarterback, maybe they're like, okay, Simpson might go top 16 instead of like 17 through 32. Yeah. So that's where that plays in. But I was surprised when Charlie's like, teams have no idea where they're going to go. Like, and like they're like all over the place with that. Like they have their own evaluations, obviously, but they don't know what other teams like. They don't know the consensus, and it's and sometimes it's hard to predict too. Like it's some guys, I've had guys I slotted in the second round and going like 6th round. That tends to happen too. So. It's difficult, but like, yeah, teams, like I said, teams are clueless in that regard.
The other thing is we've learned is that, teams, because scouts and front office guys and assistant coaches, because they move around the league so much, they know each other's tendencies.
Right.
And so, you'll have front office guys, they'll call the assistant offensive line coach and be like, hey, you used to play for that team, or used to coach over there. Mm-hmm. What's their internal leanings? Like they'll kind of talk to each other. Like, yeah, that's kind of like, that's one of the ways they kind of guesstimate is they know each other's tendencies. But you're right. Like, Shedeur Sanders was a great example. Like multiple teams were basically telling like teams, hey, like we don't think he's a first, second round pick, but we assume someone thinks someone out there thinks he's a second round pick.
Fairly not.
That was the source we had last year said,
yeah,
we don't think this guy's a day one or maybe not even a day two quality type guy. We assume that someone has him in day two though. Which I just think it's just a funny thing.
Yeah, go ahead. You're up.
All right, I'm up here. All right, I'm going to match. I'll pair Young with Coker here and get a little double dip action with my quarterback. Bryce Young came on strong at the end of last year. I really liked. He looked so clueless for such a period of time. So it's nice to see him make a little comeback at the end of the year.
Yeah, he did look better for sure. I took Cam Ward. He also looked better at the end of the year. I thought he made good strides. He took a lot of sacks early in the season, but he played better at the end. So we'll see if that continues. And he's got a better supporting cast around him now. I'm going to go with I like to take rookies, but I'm going to go with a veteran here at running back, and I'm going to go Aaron Jones at 13 too, because we thought Jones was going to not be on the team, and then he signed a one of those extensions that lowers his price, and now he's on the team. So like 1302 for a guy who's going to split the workload in a good, what could be a good offense. We'll see how Murray plays, but I know you like Aaron Jones in the past.
Absolutely. I think it's great value here. I mean, I was actually kind of considering him in this area.
I like your Ayuk pick because we don't know where he's going to go yet, but
yeah,
feels like there's a good chance that he's himself again.
It feels like he was definitely gone from San Fran. But the longer it goes, the more it feels like the probability that he's maybe could come back for a year. And yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see for sure. We had I live in Green Bay and was at the draft about 15 years ago. I wrote to Mark Murphy to encourage him to bid for it, and he wrote back. That's awesome. That's pretty good. It's cool when they answer. Team space scouting agencies to try to get info on what other people think of where players would go. Yeah. There's a couple of those agencies that do that stuff. I like Charbonnet in the 9th round. What do you think about Charbonnet, who went 901? Coming off the torn ACL that he suffered in January, though. That's the only question with him.
I fully expect that Seattle's going to target a running back early.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if they go in. Who's their third string guy? I mean,
George Halani.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if they go. I would be fully expecting to draft someone early-ish. Maybe not first round, but they target someone maybe on day 2.
Yeah, I mean, you know me. I don't like guys coming off torn ACLs. I feel like that's just asking for trouble, especially running backs. And it's not like he suffered it in like September or October.
Right, it was playoffs.
It's the playoff game, yeah. So I think he's going to be starting on the PUP list. Maybe he's available like week 7, but like that's tough. I think 901's too early for me for Charbonnet. I think I would have to wait till like round 12 personally. So I mean, you're not going to have him for half the year, I think. So and who knows? Maybe he makes a quick recovery. We've seen it before, but it's still pretty tough, I think. Yeah.
Agreed.
Charlie has already moved the Malagoa first offensive line draft for plus 125 to minus 60. Yeah, Charlie. we had a draft prop video on Thursday, and Charlie once again moved the line for Term I Love. I was like, nice. I thought on Kalshi or whatever it's called. I thought I'd have enough time to make my bets, and no, I didn't. Of course, Charlie moved the line once again.
Way to go, Charlie! Way to go!
It's incredible. I mean, he actually has sources.
Yeah.
It's crazy how like he speaks to like half the league. I don't know how he does it. It's amazing. And it's not just like scouts, like those are fine to talk to, but like he sends me like email chains he has with GMs. It's like how do you talk to how do you get this guy's info, and how do you get them to like respond to you? It's crazy.
Well done, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie's the best. There's a reason why we're the most accurate, and it's not me. I love when people are like, "Oh, you're nothing without Charlie." I'm like, "Yep."
I agree.
I'm like, "Yep." I'm like, but I did hire Charlie, so maybe I get a little bit of credit.
Yeah. I mean, that's a part of running an organization is hiring the right people, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, that's true. Our job interview. I don't know if you ever knew this. He called me, and I was familiar with his work at Peer Report. Which I mean, he actually emailed me a few times before he was hired, and he's like, "Oh, I saw your mock draft, but Tampa's going to do this," and he was right every single time. So I knew his work, and he called me one day. I don't even know how he knew my number. I mean, he probably got it from somewhere, but he called me and said he wanted to work for me, and we had a 2-hour phone interview. And I was like, "You're hired." That was it. He didn't even show me his resume.
Like, your stuff. Let's go.
I know. I know.
All right, I'm here. I guess I have to take a tight end. I feel kind of obligated to take a tight end here, just because where we are on the board, like. Because if there's a handful of decent ones and they're probably going to dry up. So, so I feel obligated to.
Yeah, this is tight end time.
Yeah, I don't really love any of these guys, like one more than the other, but there's a handful of guys that are all kind of the same. So I'll go with Schultz here, and Hunter Henry's another. You just took him, and Hunter Henry's one of the guys I was considering.
Yeah, I'm stacking Henry with my quarterback, so it's kind of a no-brainer there. This is where I was going to take Boutte because stack again. All right, let me. Chiggy Bang Bang is interesting now in Washington. So this is what we were talking about, and we're going to see more of this. So I believe it was Drew who asked about tight ends. You can start in round 13. Juwan Johnson had a big year last year. Like, he had an awesome year. You have round 14, Brenton Strange. Like, when he was on the field last year, he was producing tight end 1 numbers. Mark Andrews is kind of old. I wouldn't include him there. But you look Schultz. Schultz had a really good year last year. Henry was awesome. Chiggy with Washington now. And we're going to see – I'm looking at the tight end list. There are like 6 other guys I wouldn't mind here. Hawkinson, another one. Like, he had a down year, but that was because of McCarthy. And so you would expect him to improve. There's so many good tight ends in between rounds 13 and 16. You just grab whatever you can here, and don't bother early, because that's part of it. Like, if this were the opposite, if there were like no good tight ends in this class in this range at all, like if all these guys just sucked, you're like, ugh, I can't take any of them. Then yeah, you would take tight ends earlier because like you have to get something out of the position. But like, given how strong the position is here, I think you just have to wait. Like, it just doesn't make sense to take tight ends early, unless, like I said, there's a crazy situation where McBride or Bowers falls to you at 4'11" or something, somewhere in that range. But that's not going to happen. So can't count on that. But I'm looking at the tight ends. There are 5 that I'm looking at here, and I'm like, 6. I keep scrolling down. There's 6. I'm like, okay, these guys are all starters. They have potential to produce like around 10-ish value, and I'm getting them around 15, 16. Like, that's fine. Yeah. So Isaac Tesla's, I was considering him. Apparently he's going to be the starter there now with Khalif Raymond gone. So that's something that's like one of the sleepers I like in this range.
He had a couple good moments last year.
Yeah, he did. He would catch, like, he was like Chris Carter. All he did was catch touchdowns. Like, it felt like all he did. He just caught touchdowns. I mean, he definitely showed a lot of potential. There's AJ Barner. This is one of the 6 tight ends I like. So I would have taken him if he came back to me, but we'll see. And there's still some good tight ends I like.
I'm gonna see my I've got 5 running backs, 6 receivers, 2 tight ends. I guess I need another quarterback at some point too. Kind of forgot about quarterback here, as I often do. We'll see with that mess there.
So you have 2-5-6-2. I have 3-5-5-2. So pretty similar. Yeah, you need a third quarterback. Yeah. In these leagues, if you're new to this, you're like, oh, why are you drafting 3 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends? This is best ball, so you don't actually choose your lineups and you don't make waivers. There are no waivers here. Once we're done drafting, that's it. We don't do anything else, and that's actually I love it. I hate managing my team. I love drafting. I love talking to people while we draft. I think it's the best. But once the draft's over, I'm like, I'm done. I don't care unless my team's really good, and then I'll get into it. But if I come away from the draft thinking, this is just an average team, then I'm not like too captivated by the team. I don't know. I just think drafting is the best, and then you don't have to do anything after that.
I love the best ball.
Yeah,
I think last year I think I finished before the season started. I had 111 drafts in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what you had, like 150 more than that,
something like that. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
It wasn't like too much more than you. I think I did way more best ball, playoff best ball than you though.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember.
I think playoff best ball is the best. I love it so much. Because it's all about like correlating for what you think will happen in the Super Bowl, and also trying to survive. It's like it's trying to be in between both. It's so much fun. I think it's the best. I love this too, but playoff best ball is like as soon as like it's week 15 and we get playoff best ball for the first time, dude, I'm gonna draft so much this year. You're up again. You're up at 16-10.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to go Penix here because I think I'm just convinced that Tua is not going to be anything.
Okay.
And so to me, like I'm getting the starting, the likely starting quarterback for the bulk of the year. I'll take Penix here. Even if Tua starts the season, I have zero confidence that he's going to be healthy or productive enough to keep the job.
Mm-hmm.
A guy they drafted in the top 10 of last year's draft. They're like,
I drafted I misclicked. I clicked the wrong player. I didn't mean to do Ray Davis.
No, that's funny.
Let me see. I meant to. I don't want to mention. I don't mention him, but maybe I'll still mention him. He was like right next to him, and I was running out of time. I like panicked. No. It's okay. Whatever. It's whatever. Should I still take him? I need a 7th run. No, I want another running back. I need a receiver. Let's see. I think taking rookie receivers is what you should be doing at this range. If you need a receiver, I mean. Let's go with Jeremy Bernard. We'll see. I've been like cycling through these guys.
There's one receiver I like a lot going into the year. It's Torrey Horton. I think he's really good. He had some really good moments last year. I think as the offense continues, another year in the offense, Rashid Shaheed, we'll see what happens with him in terms of his playing. But yeah, I think Horton's better, and I could easily see him being the number 2 primary ball catcher, the number 2 catcher in that offense.
We'll see what happens with Shaheed, as you said, but Horton looked good. Brian, there we go. Brian Robinson Jr. That's who I was trying to get, and I took Ray Davis by accident. Robinson signed with Atlanta today, so we know that Atlanta likes to use their backup running back a lot. Like they ran Algier a lot, and so given how much they want to run the ball, I feel like Robinson could have like some decent games. And what if what if Robinson goes down? Robinson could have a really big year.
Yeah. Although B Robinson and B Robinson on the same team is going to be very annoying.
I know. Well, luckily you don't have to make any lineup swaps or anything. Yeah. So that's a plus. So I got Ray Davis by accident. It's okay. I'm not like too upset by it. And there's one other running back I want to take just for the laughs. But I actually think he's in a good spot right now, but we'll see. We'll see if that pans out. I don't know if it will. So anyway, we have I assume Golden State, 13-5. Montgomery sleeper. Well, I think he's going too early to be a sleeper. Where is he? Where'd he go? He went 5'11. So I wouldn't call that a sleeper. Like maybe a value. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how they're going to divvy the carries with him and Marks. Like it could be 50-50. Maybe it's like 60-40 Montgomery. That's probably what it'll be. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would. I think that's about right. Where he's, to call him a sleeper feels. Yeah, I'm not even sure he's like a great value. I don't think he's a value. I think he's a solid high floor though. Like I think his upside's is minimal.
Yeah,
but his floor he's got a high floor.
Yeah, I think that's true. At the very least, he's going to get goal line work.
Yeah,
and then
I think he's a relatively safe player in the middle of the draft.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like. Is there a chance that he, gets 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns and he's no, I don't think there's any chance he's in that range.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty tough for him to get 1,200 yards.
Yeah.
I think it's actually pretty rare. The running. Let me look this up fast. 1,200 rushing yards. I looked this up the other day. So the 1,200 yard rushing mark for a 29-year-old or older running backs is pretty rare. It hasn't happened that often actually. You've had Derrick Henry, Tiki Barber, Curtis Martin, Walter Payton, Tiki Barber again, John Riggins twice.
Jamal Lewis didn't do it
as 29 plus.
Oh, I thought he'd done it maybe once later, but maybe not.
I don't know. Let me look. Jamal Lewis career stats. Let's see. For some reason, I have to verify I'm a human to look at the site. So it was close. Jamal Lewis had 1,300 yards in 2007. He was 28. When he was 29, he had 1,000 yards, and then when he was 30, he had 500 yards, and then that was it. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to take my tight end sleeper here. Are you ready?
Ready.
It is the mustachioed Greg Dulcich. Looks like
I love it.
French painter. Yeah. We talked about this last week. Like if the Dolphins don't add anyone, he could catch like 100 passes. Like I'm not even joking. Like there's no one else to catch passes on the team. Almost no one. But I assume they're going to draft the receiver at some early in the draft. But you never know. It's like we assumed the Cowboys are going to draft the running back a few years ago and they didn't do it. So and the Dolphins have so many needs. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
And here's my running back for the lulls. Cassandra, if you're in the chat, we have Isaac Garendo. And nice. I'm taking Garendo because Brian Robinson's gone. So Garendo's been unshackled. I was a year early. I was 6 months early on GameStop. It was a year early on Garendo. Let's go. It's time. It's time for Garendo to go nuts. You took is this Jacoby Lane?
Yeah.
Okay, Jacoby Lane. Yeah. I have him second or third round. I can't remember where.
Yeah, I've read I've had multiple people say that he's maybe the most athletic receiver in the league in the coming out this draft. So,
yeah, he's got a lot of upside, and obviously you don't know where these guys are going to go yet.
Right.
But no one knows. So, no one will know because this league will close when the draft begins, and then a new one will open. So. Yeah, I like Lane. I've drafted him as well. I've also drafted. He took Claiborne. I drafted Claiborne a bunch. He's a good receiver.
I've read a lot of great reports on Claiborne.
Yeah. He's a little small, but I think he could. Bucky Irving's kind of small too, So I don't think that's gonna be a factor. He's a good receiver out of the backfield. I like him a lot. I've taken him quite a bit.
I've had I've had people say. He plays a little bit smaller than Bucky Irving, but he's not small like a Darren Sproles. He's not that small, right? So although Bucky Irving plays like he's 20 pounds heavier than he is, he's not afraid of contact.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the problems with this style. I think he's an injury waiting to happen every other time he touches the ball.
I know.
But yeah, so and then the other rookie Johnson, I took him around 15. He's a day 2 projection. So, in a best ball leagues, I'm just taking dart throws at some rookies here late in the draft and see if any of them pop.
Yeah, I think that's a good move. I did that with Bernard at 17th round. I usually like to draft like 3 or so rookies late, because you never know. Like you could hit a home run with one of these guys.
Yeah. Singleton's the other one. Singleton's also projected to be a day 2 pick. I've heard a lot of people like him.
I took him. I've taken him a lot. Yeah. Katron Allen as well as Zachariah Branch. Guys who've gone here. Yeah, definitely a lot of like high upside guys you could take here. So yeah, and to stick with the tight ends I mentioned earlier who I liked. You have Kate Otten, who went 1805, Mason Taylor went 1803, Parkinson, who went 1807, Dulcich, I took him, and then Terrence Ferguson 1812. Even Pat Fryermuth in 1901. Jonnu Smith's gone, so it's one fewer guy to take targets away from him. So and then even Garrett Helm at 1909. I think that's a good value. Like there's no Chiggy, he's gone. Helm has upside, he's athletic. I feel like he could have a decent year. Even Evan Ingram to an extent, I'm not a fan because he doesn't play that often. Like he plays fewer snaps than you would think, but even still, like 19th round is fine for him. So
right.
So yeah, it's just to keep beating a dead horse here. Like you wait on tight ends. Like just wait. There's so many good ones. Like there's no reason to take one early. All right, we're about to wrap up this draft. Jake Tonja is another one, because Kittle is going to be out for, I would assume, 6 weeks to start the year. And I see someone else took Jordan James here. This kind of makes me mad about my Garendo pick. Simpson went 1910, so maybe this is Orlovsky's team. Nate Doggy Dog is Orlovsky. He's just randomly drafting with us. And yeah, we're about to end this draft, and my super sleeper receiver is still here. So you're up.
Super sleeper receiver.
Yeah, sort of. Not really.
Yeah, I think I need another tight end here.
Uh-huh.
And so I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go with Mr. Theo Johnson here. I think Isaiah Likely might be a little overrated. I think Johnson very much still going to be in the mix. I can see this offense taking a little bit of a step forward, so we'll take Johnson.
Yeah,
apparently my dog likes that. He got excited.
I like Theo Johnson. Theo Wees. Speaking of Theos, Theo Wees Jr. is the number 1 receiver on the Dolphins right now. Now I don't know how long that's going to last, but he had at the end of the year he had 3 for 44, 63-yard touchdown. And then 2 for 32. He was playing a lot of snaps at the end of the year. He's a young guy. He's fast. So I don't know. I assume I'm not going to take him after the draft's over because they'll draft like 3 receivers. But right now he is the number 1 receiver. Not for fantasy, but a guy like is Jack Endries. Okay. Yeah. I mean, definitely not for fantasy, but yeah, Eli Stowers. Yeah, he's a tight end with a lot of upside for sure. I can't imagine draft. Yeah, Fields. Like, why would you take Justin Fields? I don't get it. Where'd Tootin go in this draft? Let's look. So Control F.
Him?
Where do you go? 601. Sorry, 501. Oh. Bashal Tootin, who I would like if they didn't sign Rodriguez. So you just don't know who that's going to be. I would really like Tootin if they didn't sign Rodriguez, just because Liam Cohen has been a running back whisperer. So, Walt, you weren't a year early on Trevor Lawrence in particular. I should have listened to you because I didn't believe in him. Well, he had a rough half of the year at the start, but then second half of the year he was awesome. That Jacksonville team looked terrifying. I really thought the winner of Jacksonville Buffalo was going to win the Super Bowl, but Buffalo got screwed in the Denver game. Don't rush your quarterbacks. You like to throw into tight ends. Yeah, that tends to be the case for sure. I play PPR, so Monty will be pretty underwhelming. Yeah, and this is PPR, so keep that in mind. He went in round 5, so maybe that's a little early in PPR. And standard, that's definitely better. Yeah, I like Montgomery more in standard for sure. I remember the guy who accidentally picked the wrong B. Robinson with this first round pick. That's well, I was in a league once where a guy meant to take Brian Westbrook and he said Michael Westbrook instead. So that didn't end up well.
What
All
a
right.
bummer.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So Kenny, let's review your team before we head out. How do you think you did in this draft?
Yeah, this team was good. I don't think this team's a championship caliber team, but it's okay. It's strong receiver, strong balance. The running back is thick, deep, and I've got some decent upside players. Maybe the Steelers' offense is limited, so maybe there's some limitations there. Stevenson's got limitation because he's sharing a backfield, so there's a limitation there. But Goddard coming off a great year, but probably doesn't have a ton of probably not going to get double-digit touchdowns again. I love Coker. I think Coker and Bryce Young could take huge steps forward here. Ayuk, major wild card, could be a total waste, could be a huge pick. Schultz, decent floor, not a lot of upside. And then just targeting just some uber value. Torrey Horton, by the way, I want to tell everyone, just in your drafts, get him, particularly when this fall comes, draft Torrey Horton. He's a really good player. He'll, in season-long leagues, he'll be a late-round pick. And then just throwing some dart throws at some running backs here, and rookie receiver just to see what if one of them pops. So yeah, I like the squad overall.
Yeah, I like your team, especially if the Giants don't draft Love. That's kind of like kind of wondering about that with Scatabo. I don't really know what's going to happen. I think Tennessee's going to take Love, but if they don't, Charlie said that the Giants will, which again, I really don't understand. I went with Bijan first. I wanted Gibbs, but Bijan, obviously a great 102 pick. And then my other running backs are Jeremiah Love and then Chuba Hubbard, who I still maintain that's way too late for him because there's no Rico Doodle anymore. Monangai could be the featured running back there, so I like that. And then Aaron Jones, 13th rounds, I think okay. And then Ray Davis, I meant to take Brian Robinson instead of Ray Davis. Receivers, Olave, who I eventually paired with Shuck. I think Olave could have a huge year. He has definitely has risk because of the concussions, but in best ball, you have to swing for the fences. Devontae Smith, if AJ Brown's traded, he's going to put up some great numbers. Yeah, for sure. DJ Moore, the number one in Buffalo, and then Dubs to pair with Drake May. Shakir, I kind of ran out of time. I didn't really like this pick, but what can you do? And then Jeremy Bernard and Theo Weiss Jr. as sleeper receivers. And then tight ends late, Hunter Henry, Chiggy, and then Greg Dulcich. I kind of lament not taking Gunnar Helm instead of Chiggy because I have Cam Ward as my third quarterback, but that's okay. So yeah, I like this team. It's pretty good. I think they got some good values. Some picks I wish I could redo, like the Ray Davis pick and the Khalil Shakir pick, but it's okay, I think. So I think this is a decent team for not having rankings done ahead of time. I'm going to be doing updated rankings soon, which you'll see on the site. But I've just been busy with free agency and then the usual stuff. I have to update my mock draft. I have to do round 4 and round 5, golf stuff as well. So it's usually busy time, but I will get the updates done. So
you have to do all your gay things.
What are gay things?
All the being gay. You gotta just you gotta go.
I actually thought about that today because I ripped open a box of Cocoa Loops and I remember I was like, "Oh, Kenny called me gay for eating Cocoa Loops," which I still maintain are pretty good. They taste like Count Chocula, but
it's pretty gay.
Hey, I'm not the one eating peanut butter out of again.
It's very manly. Okay,
that actually is manly.
Most manly. This is more manly than fracking.
What the heck is a Cocoa Loop? Well, you heard of Fruit Loops, right? It's just chocolate Fruit Loops. That's all it is. I saw it in the store. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And it's surprisingly pretty good. Actually, I don't mind it. And my wife is like, she's so against all those red dyes and the yellow dyes, and like that's all Fruit Loops are. So she does not allow them in the house, but she can't say anything about Cocoa Loops. So I get to eat those. Peanut butter on bananas is amazing. Have you tried that? I've not tried that.
Absolutely. Love it. It's great. We're out of bananas.
You don't have anything.
We had a whole thing of bananas yesterday. We had a big old bundle of bananas, but I've got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old that
Oh yeah,
somehow are eating bananas like it's the cure, like it's the cure to every disease, and they're just shoving it down their mouth hole.
Do your kids actually finish the bananas?
No, it pisses me off actually.
I know.
My 2-year-old, he's the worst. I freaking love this kid. He's my favorite little boy on the planet. But like, he drives me crazy. He eats the banana. He'll eat 2/3 of it, and then he'll like leave half of it on the floor, and it's got it's got dog hair on it afterward. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah. My kids know to throw stuff away, but like they'll take 2 bites out of a banana, not even 2/3. I'd be happy with 2/3. They take 2 bites of the banana, they start throwing in the trash. I'm like, you could have ripped half of it off and eaten it, or a quarter even.
You gotta love it. I
know. It's so tilting. Like, it's so frustrating sometimes. But yeah, you do love the kids, but it's like they need some stuff. Like, come on, like, just like. Don't ask for a whole banana. And here's the thing: if you rip up half the banana, it's like, no, I want the whole banana. Just so they have the whole thing, and they don't.
And God forbid I open it in a way he doesn't like. I don't open it exactly the way he wants. I mean, it's like World War III breaking out of my house.
I know it's a complete disaster. Yeah. I hear you. All right, so we did this draft. And we'll be doing more drafts as the weeks go by.
Too many.
We'll be doing a lot, so can't wait for it. And I'll have I can't promise next week, but definitely 2 weeks from now, I'll definitely have updated rankings. So maybe I'll do a better job of drafting. But I think I had a pretty good team here. So all right, anything else before we head out? Anything with thecapsfake.com?
You can check it out. Yeah, we got lots of articles written over the last few weeks. Over the last, in 2024, 2024. In 2026. Sorry, I forgot what year we were in. In 2026, we had several articles that were written on various topics related to the salary cap and fantasy football. Check it out. thecapsfake.com.
So you got your own jingle there. I'm jealous. Sure. Yeah, you can check out walterfootball.com. Updated 2026 NFL mock draft. I'll be working on round 4 tonight and then round 5. I've been waiting on the other rounds because I was waiting for compensatory picks, but now they're out. So I hate doing rounds and then you have to put in compensatory picks and then like it screws up everything after that. It's so annoying. So that's what I was waiting on. So updated rounds, and then as usual, we'll be doing a lot of stuff. Charlie will be posting a lot of content, so check out walterfootball.com, all free. You guys know that. And if you don't like how many ads we have an ad-free experience too, which is super fast, so you could do that. And yeah, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, and thanks for joining us here in the chat. I really appreciate you guys. We'll be back tomorrow with Andy. I'm not sure what we've been discussing, but maybe, I assume betting stuff. He's a professional handicapper, so we'll be talking about maybe some March Madness stuff that we could bet, maybe some NFL future stuff. Maybe we look at like MVP odds and stuff. So we'll have some things going on, and then not sure what's going to happen Thursday or Friday, but we'll probably have at least one show on those days. So, all right, guys, hope you have a great night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.